I'm sorry, let's do Alt H, bring that back. Let's tab into object mode and then hide this. Then hit H to hide that. Okay, so now all we have is the top of our wood. Move this back a little bit. We can right click this. Okay, so what we want to do is let's go and smooth shade this. Doesn't really matter. So we'll tab into edit mode. We'll select everything. We want to make sure we're in 7 in orthogonal view. And then let's go over here. Let's open us a UV image editor. And let's open a new one. I'm going to go back to that images. And let's look at the big screen. We want to open this one again. There we go. So now that one's open. So now what we can do is we can hit U key over here. Now instead of just unwrapping it, we can do a project from view. We can scale this up. Actually, let's do this. Let's go over here again. Let's do a U, and let's project from view bounds. There we go. And then we can just scale this down a little bit so it kind of matches what we grab this a little bit, move it over. That's looking pretty nice. We'll just scale it down just a hair more. Yes. I think that's it. All right, so there we go. Now what we can do is let's go over to our node editor. We'll add a new material to this. Let's go ahead and name it. We didn't name the other one, but let's name this one. We'll name this one cut space tree. There. And we'll go over here and we'll just start doing what we know to do. Get rid of this. Let's go ahead and add a Shift A. Let's add a shader, mix shader. Let's put that right there because we know we're going that to be a little bit glossy. Shift A, shader, glossy shader. Here. Plug this into here. We know we're going to want this to be about 0.1. And we probably want this roughness up a little bit because, you know, if it's cut, it's going to be, there we go. We're going to do a Shift A. We want to do a texture, image texture. Plug that into the color here. Let's take a look how this. Oh, and we want to open our. We want to open our. Which one? Like I said, sometimes these slow down a lot because, okay, yeah, wood end. There we go. So let's go ahead and look at this in rendered view. And you'll notice this is kind of rough around here. So let's go ahead and add a modifier. And we want to add a subdivision surface modifier. There we go. That rounds it out a little bit. Take it up one more. Not too bad. And just for safety here, let's go ahead and do a texture coordinate and put our UV in there. So if we click this one, now if we do a Shift A and we do a, I'm sorry, Shift D and duplicate that down, we can move this down, put this into the displacement, which you can tell is way too strong. If you look over here at our material, we'll be able to see it really good. There we go, way too strong. So we know how to fix that though. We're going to change this to non-color data. I'm going to do Shift A. And We want to do a converter math. And I'm going to guess we're going to want this at about maybe a point 1. I'm sorry. Yeah, 0.1. I think that looks pretty good. I think we're going to want our roughness down just a little bit. Maybe not that much. Maybe a 0.3. Yeah, I'm liking that. All right, so now we've applied our texture here. Let's go ahead back into object mode, and we'll do Alt H. And there we have a cut tree trunk. Now to get both of these on at the same time, let's hit 0. Let's hit Shift, and let's click our first one too. There we go. Put it back into 1. And you can tell this is much bigger. So let's go ahead and click on this, and let's scale that down. So it meets what about a tree trunk and an axe would look like. Oh. Okay, we'll just get out of that one. Let's go into solid mode. And we'll scale this down. And depending on what your size of your tree is, I say a little bit bigger maybe. Perfect. I don't know why this is not this. It's not doing a smooth shading on it. But let's go ahead and look at this in render view one more time. There we go. Now we have a tree and a axe. And we'll be putting this together in the next part when we show how to render and do our final scene.